Welcome, Gladewater fans. Hopefully we are live on YouTube. We are less than 5 minutes to go to the football game of the season.
We're tickled to death to be here tonight. A great night for football. We've kind of had a little lull in the temperature, so not quite as hot. Not to be confused with it's cool outside, but it's just not as hot as it has been. So we're squaring off tonight. The Gladewater Bears versus the Center Roughriders. Last year when they played in Center, and it was a close, hard-fought game. Gladewater came out, I believe, with a 1-point loss, if memory serves me correctly. Start the season this year, the Bears traveled to Gilmer to open up and got beat by Gilmer. The first 2.5 quarters were very close. And then last week, the Bears were supposed to go to Spring Hill and play the Panthers. School was shut down for a little over a week, and so that game was canceled. But it's my understanding, I don't think there were any players that were actually out sick. So they are, I'm sure, anxious to get back on the field and see how much they've improved from 2 weeks ago when they played the Gilmer Buckeyes. We've got a little change tonight. With me in the booth, I guess I should remind you who I am first. I'm Sam Chenoweth, former teacher, assistant principal, and coach at Gladewater High School a long time ago. And with me is Avon Bateman, who has been he has been in the booth with us last year and actually got everything together for us to be able to live stream the games. And so you've probably heard me give thanks to Avon every week from last year, and I'm doing that again this year, but he has a new role this year. He is also going to do the live commentary with me, the play-by-play and the color, and so we're anxious and looking forward to working together in an aspect that we haven't done before. And of course, Michelle is still in the booth with us, just for any problems that I wouldn't have to handle, because we'd just go off the air if I had to handle it. So anyway, we're in good hands, hoping for a great game tonight, and we appreciate everybody that is listening. Avon, we've got some new equipment here, and before we get started, I'm going to let Avon talk a little bit about that.
Yes, so what we've got, Sam, is a camera that's actually 4 cameras in one. It's actually ran by artificial intelligence that is, right now it's sitting here looking for the football. Its job is to look for the football, look for motion, and if you'll notice, this thing will try to zoom in and zoom out at motions like this. Hopefully this will turn out to be a great experience. If there's a little bit of video rip or tear, a little bit of glitches, just be aware this is our first day to get this going. We actually just had it on for the first time yesterday. It will get better.
Also, I might point out, if you're viewing and listening to us on the live stream, the scoreboard is a picture in a picture on the lower left side of your screen. So I love that feature, just because when you're watching, if you're watching live at the stadium, you can always look at the scoreboard when you want to, but it's nice to have it on the screen so you can see, exactly how many seconds are left and that kind of thing.
Here they come. Here come the Bears out to the stadium. Well, so I say, that's the Wee Bears.
The Wee Bears have made it through the tunnel. I see a flag. Here come the Bears right now. So tonight, this is a non-district game, and it will be the second game of the season for the Bears, and I believe the Roughriders, it may be their third game. They're coming in with a record of 0-2 this year. I believe graduation hit the Roughriders pretty hard from last year. Gladewater last year averaged 47 points a game, and they're looking to get back on track to that kind of production.
Absolutely, Sam. It's going to be a great year.
This is a blackout night at the stadium, so a lot of our fans here are wearing their black, and the Gladewater Bears have black jerseys, black pants on, and so this is the one night that's the official blackout night for the Bears. I believe center has lost to Tatum, 68 to.
They're doing the pledge. All right, there we go, Sam. Now we can actually get a little bit of that out background noise from the stands, and hopefully you all at home and or wherever you are can be able to hear some of that. Again, we realize that some of this video may be a little bit choppy. We might can do something after halftime to start up a different feed, but we're going to do our best to stick with this camera and make the best of it.
Just a little bit of information about the Roughriders. Ricky Meeks is their head coach, 14-year coach, son of Dickie Meeks, who coached and won state championships at Chapel Hill and at Henderson. And our own former Coach Little worked with Coach Meeks at Henderson, and they won that state championship game. The Bears and the Roughriders at midfield, coin toss right now. Captains for the Bears, number 20, Rajon Johnson, number 15, Ben Alvarez, 14, Xavier Woods, and 10, Zach Polanco.
Give the camera just a second. Tim, you got that supervision. I've got to pull out these spectacles like Robert had.
Well, that will help us. Looks like Gladewater won the toss and deferred to the second half. Roughriders choose to receive on the north end of the field. So they shake hands, go back to their sidelines, and we'll get ready for the Bears to kick off to the Roughriders. On your screen, the Roughriders will be going from right to left, going toward the Bears' south end zone.
You know what's crazy? You mentioned that sun going down. Here my watch says it's already 81 degrees from 90. It dropped rather quick.
Wow. Well, we've had several mornings below 70 that when I've gotten up, even though I retired, I still get up early most mornings.
Got that good life
happening. Go out there, and it feels really good in the mornings. So the Bears come into this game after essentially an open date, and looking forward to getting settled back into their offensive and defensive schemes and showing some improvement from their first week out against the Gilmer Buckeyes. just to talk about the Buckeyes a little bit, I was very impressed with their offensive line. And the Bears played well for about 2.5 quarters, and toward the end of the third quarter, that size difference began to show. So Bears lined up to kick off. Pooch kick down to the 26, fielded by number 6. Fumbles the ball. Fumbles again.
Wow, look at that.
Looks like the Bears may have recovered.
And the referee says
Bears
yes,
have
Bears
recovered.
What is that, about the
On the 23-yard line. So
that was number 6.
the kick was just a little pooch kick down to about the 25.
Trevor
Ball was fielded.
Hollins.
And he just lost the handle on it before anybody hit him, and then lost it, and it was like he was trying to carry a greased turkey. But anyway, we got the ball 1st and 10 from the 23-yard line for the Bears. So quick turnover on the very first play of the game. Bears in the I formation. 2 wide receivers top.
Running back through the middle. Nope.
Throwing the ball early. Complete. Not quite in. It looks like he's out of bounds on the 1-yard line. And catching that pass was, I believe, number 2, DJ Allen. So Bears faking the sprint draw and bootlegging out to the right side and throwing to the corner. And they complete it down to the 1-yard line. So second play, first and 10 from the 1. I formation again. Quarterback under center. Fumbled by the Bears. Picked up by a Roughrider.
Number, what is that, 7?
He's tackled by number 9 for the Bears. Malachi Gordon brings him down. So 7 for the Roughriders is Jake Morris. So another turnover. Gladewater misses a great opportunity to score. The Roughriders now have the ball on.
From what I can tell, that was their quarterback.
Yes, I believe that's right. They're going to take over on the 34-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Roughriders. So we've had less than 4 full plays and had 2 turnovers so far. So I guess that's an exciting game. It kind of depends what side of the fence you're on and who continues to have the most of those. And they do the old swinging gate. Gladewater not lined up. And they get the ball down across the Bears 50, inside the 40. Typically, you don't see that swinging gate formation except on the kickoff PATs. But they lined up in it. Number 2 lined up wide over the ball, and they snapped it before Gladewater could adjust and pick up quite a few yards. They're on the 42-yard line, Avon.
Shotgun?
Shotgun formation. They're throwing.
Going on the left.
Completed to number 6. And number 6 is
Mr. Gibson. I don't want to butcher his name, if you could.
Denajalun Gibson. If I'm messing that up, I apologize in advance. Center in a fast-paced formation. They give to the tailback up the middle. He breaks 2, 3 tackles, and he is down, I think, on the 1-yard line. They are not taking much time between the plays. They're making their subs in and out, lining up and running it. So quarterback's under center this time. 1 setback. He quarterback sneak. And I don't think he makes it. They're driving him back past about to the 8-yard line now. So we'll see where they spot it. I'm sure it's going to be up where his forward momentum stopped. Looks like it's just inside the 1-yard line. So center knocking on the door. They've got one number 5 wide receiver to the left. A twins look out there. Quarterback takes the
Runs it up
snap,
middle.
hands it off,
Not going to
and
happen.
he does not make it. They try the left side that time. He does not make it. He's met by about 3 Bears.
Third down and 1.
So that brings up a 3rd and 1. I think he maybe lost half a yard. We'll see where the spot is. So now,
Keep him there.
quarterback under center, 1 tailback, quarterback sneak, and it looks like he's in, yes. So Roughriders with a touchdown, lining up in the swinging gate again. And now the kicking team comes on.
Looks like a lot of 9 games are going to be played tonight.
I would think that if they can line up offensively, the Roughriders, before Gladewater can get set, they probably feel like that's a distinct advantage for them early in this game. So they are lined up to kick now. Number 26, Jamarian Crawford is the kicker. And the kick is up.
And the ref
And
says
it's good. So the Roughriders, with 9:55 left in the first quarter, lead 7-0. We had a fumbled kickoff. Bears took over, got to the 1, fumbled and returned the favor. Roughriders with a hurry-up offense drove the ball down, had a long pass, and ran a swinging gate in the middle of the field, and got in to take the lead 7-0. So should be an exciting, fast-paced night if these first few minutes live up, the rest of the game lives up to this hype we've started with. So Roughriders will kick to the Bears from the north end. Bears will take the ball, and we'll see what they do offensively. Without the fumble, they've moved the ball. But
Unquestionably.
I think that was just 3 plays before that happened.
Well, Sam, you know, the other thing I told the athletic director was, hey, I don't mind doing this as long as you're okay with shenanigans.
Well, Avon, there's 2 things we've said from the onset of starting this last year. That A, we were going to root for the Bears, and B, we were going to have a good time.
That's right.
So that hadn't changed.
Oh, look at that. Look at that kick.
Roughriders, a little pooch kick, goes out of bounds at the 20. That'll be a flag. And I didn't get the number of the Bear. I've got a post in the window kind of in my way there. But he very wisely saw that the ball was going to go out and let it bounce out of bounds for the flag. So it looks like the Bears are going to take over on the 30-yard line on the right hash. Bear offense comes out. They're in the I formation, twins left, tight end on the right side. This time they hand it to the tailback off tackle, and he makes enough for a first down, made about 11 yards. And I believe that was
number 9,
Malachi Gordon.
Yes, it was.
So nice pickup, about 11 yards for him. Ball's at the 41. Bears line up, same formation, twins to the left, tight end right, I backfield, quarterback under center. This time a quick hit dive to the fullback, and he powers up there for, it looks like about 5 or 6 yards on just the fullback dive. That one was on the left side of the line. Center making some substitutions with their defensive line. I believe number 56, Eric Lopez comes in. Bears this time in a pro formation. Flanker to the tight end side, split in on the left, I formation. This time it is a pass. target was number 88.
Number 88, Sam.
That is Trey
Another
Sanders.
sheet.
And it's incomplete. Ball a little high. Quarterback, they faked the run as a play-action pass to the left, and he rolled to his right to the Gladewater Bears sideline and tried to hit his tight end. And it was just a little high. He couldn't catch it, so that brings up a second and – is there a penalty on that?
Yeah, it looks like there's a penalty on the flag. I missed the ref's
did
motion.
Too. So it's a
And that put us
second
back.
and about 13, I'm gonna call it. So now they're in the pro
Yeah,
set
they're saying
again.
third.
This time quarterback deep, takes the snap, looking to throw, rolls to his left,
Well, better do
under
something.
some pressure.
Here it comes.
He's tackled at the 34-yard line, but
we got
I
a
believe
flag on the play, Sam.
it was either a horse collar or a face mask. Looks like a face mask call. Will go against the Roughriders. The Rough Rider defense that time, the defensive line had some good pressure. Our quarterback rolled right, then left, and then ended up trying a little crease up the middle, but the pursuit caught him. But we're going to gain yards on the penalty.
Looks like that first down is what we needed.
Yeah. So that'll bring up a 1st and 10. Ball is on the 47-yard line into Rough Rider territory.
Going back to pass it again. Ooh,
And
we
that-
threw it up high.
Colin Lewis is the
That was
quarterback passing that time, number 11. And he laid the ball out there well to the middle, deep out in the middle. Rough Riders had 2 on there. No penalties or flags, so that'll bring up a 2nd and 10.
That was DJ Allen out there, but he was heavy covered.
Yes, he was, and I believe Coach Levere thinks there was a little pass interference on that. He's talking to that official, but no call on the play. Back into the I formation, Twins left.
They go to run it and get stopped pretty quickly.
He makes it back to the line, maybe makes a half a yard. We'll see where the spot is. No, he just made it back to the line. So that's going to bring up a 3rd and 10. And that was just a
That was Malachi Gordon on that carry.
yes, and just a little counter tray type play with some of the line pulling. So now they're in a pro set again. Quarterback deep, takes a snap, looking to throw early, throws to DJ Allen, completed almost to
Gained
the 40,
about
the 41. So he picked up about 5 or 6 yards, about 6 yards. And that's going to bring up a 4th and about 4. So I don't see any of the teams changing. I don't know if the Bears, being on the 41, if they're going to go for it.
What would you have done, Coach, whenever you were at this mark early in the game?
Well, you know, our offense was not geared to score as quick as what they have now, but you either got to punt and get them down in their end zone, or you got to make the 1st down. So they're throwing. Ball's in DJ Allen's
Oh, he
hands,
got it, and he got that 1st down. That's what we
and
needed.
he is down to about the 25.
Wow.
So
How many guys does it take?
That's
DJ's
a-
not falling.
that's a good call. And it was just pitch and catch, and you're really putting the ball into one of maybe your best offensive player's hands when you get it to DJ Allen. So I guess I would have gone for it too. Avon, if they made it. But you sound early, and you're really trusting your defense. If you don't make it, that they're going to hold them. They're now down on the 25, 1st and 10. Fullback pop, it's right up the middle, and he may score.
Rolling.
He did not. He finally is drugged down at the 5-yard line. That fullback pop or fullback dive hit so fast that it's hard to stop.
Got a lot of momentum behind it.
It does. It really does. So another first down inside the 10. We're on the 5-yard line.
That was that made that drive. That was so good.
So Lewis comes back in. Got a play from Coach Levere. We got a wide receiver to the right. We're in kind of a power I formation.
Hand it off. Was that
fullback.
Number 40.
And he is in. So fullback dive on the right side. And it is a touchdown.
Jabraylon Pauly.
Jabraylon Pauly, number 40, takes it into the end zone. Bears lining up for the extra point. Callan Castles is going to hold for the PAT. Gladewater getting their last player in. Looks like it might be the deep snapper coming in. They're lined up for the PAT.
And that's Jonathan Erwin.
There's a kick, and it's low. There's a flag. They've blown the ball dead, so we'll see what this call is. From up here, I can't tell if somebody lined up offside, somebody moved. I don't know. We'll see what we got. Must be against the Roughriders. I'm assuming they jumped or lined up offsides. It's half the distance to the goal line. So now the question, Avon, do you go ahead and kick it since you're a yard and a half out, or do you go for 2? And I'm thinking, with the way the running game's been, I might line up and go for 2. And that looks like what the Bears are going to do.
Think they're going to do that quick snap to DJ Allen again?
Well, I don't know.
He's over there.
Quarterback keeper, a fake to the fullback, and Colin Lewis takes it in untouched. So Bears get a break. They score. They get a little break on the extra point, half the distance, and score from a PAT, the 2-point conversion from a yard and a half out. Brings our score, Bears 8, Roughriders 7, with 5 minutes and 51 seconds left in the first quarter.
This could end up being a high-scoring game.
Well, it very possibly could be. So again, we're glad to be here tonight, and we are certainly glad that y'all have decided to join us and watch the live stream. This time last year, we were in shock we could do it, and then we really didn't know if the UIL would let us do it again, and they kind of waited late to tell us, but we're really thrilled to death that we get to do this. For us, it's fun to do it, but we got a really good seat in our booth. Avon's taking care of that air conditioning too, so we've got
we do got a cool breeze going on.
And if it rains, we're not going to get wet except when we go back to our car, you know. So Bears lined up to kick off. Looks like he's going to try to pooch to this side the way he's lined up, and that's what it is.
Yep.
Number 7 calls the fair catch, and it's at about the 33, maybe 34-yard line. And number 7 for the Roughriders.
Jake Morris, number 7.
Jake Morris. So we've called his name already a few times tonight.
We did. He actually.
So Roughriders take over on the 34, left hash, 1st and 10. They've got 2 wide receivers at the top of your screen, 1 wide receiver at the bottom, quarterback set deep. Hands it off to number 32. He's met by about 3 Bears before he reaches the line of scrimmage.
Nowhere to go.
Oh, man. I don't know who slipped in the booth with us. I know it's not Michelle. Anyway, number 32. Our program is really little for, oh, there we go. Caden Dixon.
Turn the lights on.
We got some lights. Michelle, see, Michelle's already earning her keep. Little quick pass out to the right side to the wide receiver. Looks like he picked up about 6 or 7. Actually picked up more than that because they lost 3 on the first play. So he picked up about 8 yards, brings up a 3rd and 4. Ball still on the right hash. Center not huddling up, still in the hurry-up offense. One running back, quarterback in the shotgun. They've got wide receivers split to both sides. Handoff again to number 32. He plows ahead up the right side, enough for a first down. Caden Dixon is that running back, showing some quickness there. Gladewater making 3 subs on defense. Center snaps the ball before they get on and off the field.
Too many people on the field, is that what that was?
I think
we had to
Gladewater
do a
called
timeout.
timeout. Yeah. When they run this hurry-up offense and don't huddle, your substitutions have to start the minute the play ends in anticipation of the next play. If you wait, that's what happens. You got to burn a timeout, and they take you and they can beat you on that play by misalignment.
Yeah, not to mention they're going to get in your head.
Oh yeah. So Gladewater calls a timeout rather than have a play take place where they're not lined up. The ball was snapped, but the timeout was already called. So it's still going to be 1st and 10. All right, center lined up on the right hash. In kind of that pistol look with the quarterback back and a running back behind him, slightly to his left. 2 wide receivers up top, 1 down at the bottom of your screen.
You think he's going to throw this one?
I'm anticipating a throw here. Nope. Number 32 on the right side. He makes it. They're probably going to mark it about a yard gain, maybe back to the line. But he ends up about 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
That was Caden Dixon again, number 32.
Yes. So down here to the bottom of the screen is number 5 and number 6, Jakevius Polk, and we're just going to call him Mr. Gibson. That first name's kind of hard. We got another flag. I'm guessing somebody's lined up wrong. It looks like they're going to mark it off against the Roughriders. 5 yards offsides on the Roughriders, so it'll be 2nd and 15. Again, they're lined up, ready to go. Their play is in. Ball is on the 40. Now he's looking to throw, gets a little pressure, scrambles to his right, and taken out of bounds for another loss.
32.
They're going to mark it at about the 32, or about the 34 maybe. Ball's going to be spotted on the 34, so it's still about a 6-yard loss on that play. So a 5-yard penalty, a 6-yard loss, that's going to bring up 3rd and 21. Same formation. Ball snapped.
That was a very interesting turnaround.
Hitch pass, and he stopped for a loss of about 2 or 3 yards. That's going to bring up a 4th down.
It's like number 2 stopped him.
That would be DJ Allen. So
he was all over that.
4th down.
And 21, I guess you do punt it on those.
You know, that's a no-brainer. I'm going to punt that unless there's only 30 seconds left. Clock is down to 2:46 in the first quarter. Punt formation for the Roughriders. Deep for the Bears is Colin Lewis on this side. Ball's in the middle. Caught at the 40. I can't see the number of who caught that, but he's met immediately by about 4 Roughriders. Good punt coverage there. Bears take over on their own 40, maybe 38.
Like Trevor Hollins.
Okay. Actually 39, their own 39, left hash, Bears take over. So one thing I can tell you that's changed a little bit, Zach Shipp is wearing a different number. He's 77. He's playing the right tackle this year instead of a tight end position. So they had a nice little write-up in the paper showing his dad and his granddad in there when they played and were part of the Gladewater heritage. So the fullback pop out of the I formation to the right side, picks up about 5 yards. Bears start out again. They're kind of rotating in and out of that I formation. This time it looks like they're in just a I formation again. Flanker to the right.
Oh.
Little option game. And that looked like enough for the first down. So ran a little option out of that.
Malachi Gordon on the carry.
Malachi he's getting his number called pretty regular tonight. Takes the ball down into Roughrider territory at the 48 and brings up another first down for the Bears. So showing a little option game on that and good blocking downfield, Avon, and he picked up some good yardage. The Bears break the huddle. This time they've got 2 wide receivers, not really split wide. They're kind of in that flex, that no man's land. And they give it to the tailback. Off tackle on this right side. They're going to probably spot it at the 45, which will be about
Malachi again, and looks like number 8 is trying to fight the ball from him.
Yeah. Picks up a 3-yard gain on that first down, be 2nd and 7. Clock down to 1 minute left in the first quarter. Score is still 8-7 in favor of Gladewater. Bears break the huddle. Again, same formation. Their twins look not split out very wide to the top of the screen. Rolls out. Throws the ball.
Wow.
DJ Allen
That
makes
was
the
impressive.
catch. Down. I'm thinking they're going to mark that at the 15.
That's what it looks like. That's where that ref is standing.
So
ready to
nice
go.
catch by DJ. Good pass by Lewis. And the ball is now down deep into Rough Rider territory.
Mm-hmm.
Down to the 15. That ball has stayed on the right hash. They're working that right side pretty good, I think, Avon.
I wonder if that's just warming up procedures.
Fullback pop in there that time.
Looked like it was.
And again, on that first down, they're going to spot that with about a 6-yard gain.
Looked like Austin Werner that time.
Yeah, it was.
It was.
Good call. So Austin Werner picks up 6 yards if they move the chain. They're talking about something down there. That always worried me when I was a coach. I wanted to know what they were talking about, what was going to happen to us.
Those were the secrets, Sam.
Yeah, we didn't like those secrets. Coach Murphy used to say when we'd be going over the scouting report, he'd ask Coach Bird, he'd say, Vic, tell me the secrets. He said, Coach, they're not ready yet. He wanted them on Sunday, but it might be Tuesday or Wednesday before he got all the secrets.
Hey, eventually, something pounded against us.
So, quarter ended. No, we got 14 seconds left. I don't know what they're doing. There's a penalty of some kind. And I did not see what they were.
Oh, he says run that clock and it's going to burn it up.
Okay, so the first quarter is going to end before they can snap it unless they can do it in about 3 seconds. They're going to let it run, I think. All right, quarters
And
ended.
they did.
So Bears have a 2nd and 19. The ball is going to be on the 24-yard line. So 2nd and 19 as they try to go in and get another touchdown to start this second quarter. So Avon, what do you think so far? I see you looking at the monitor,
I'm looking at the
checking
monitor,
that
making
equipment,
stuff.
and the
It
picture.
looks like it's getting better. There was definitely a lot of screen tear earlier. Again, that's very interesting to see how this thing's working, but at the moment everything looks fine, and I'm happy. I don't feel like I'm contributing a lot of side humor and audio yet, but we can always pull out the speaking spell.
Pull out the what?
The speaking spell. Do you remember the old speaking spell?
Oh yes.
So you
yes,
type in words and stuff?
Yeah.
So
course,
it can
now
easily be used.
I'm old school. I remember when you had the round toy that you turned the center deal and you pulled the string, and
Yes.
then it told you what you were pointing at.
But see, we actually have a custom speaking spell here in the booth. Check this out. Hello and welcome to the Gladewater Bear Stadium.
Well, I like that.
Technically, I'm going to get in trouble for that. It's the Jack V. Murphy Stadium.
Yes, Jack V. Murphy. We always told him V stood for victory. All right, Gladewater Bears lined up, shotgun formation, or pistol formation. Lewis looking over on J. Allen. And are they calling that an interception? Throw to DJ Allen in the end zone, and it is intercepted. And the center Roughrider that caught the ball, of course, immediately after the dive for it is down for a touchback. So it looks like the Roughriders are going to take over on their own 20, middle of the field. Roughriders, 2 wide receivers at the bottom, 1 split wide at the top. They're looking to throw. Got a little pressure. Quarterback slips outside. Breaks about 4 tackles, and he ends up going to the 30-yard line and changes sides of the field. It's going to be close as to whether it's a first down. They're moving the chain. So he scrambles after a little pressure from the Bears and makes a first down. So the hurry-up offense is back. Twins at the top. Wide receiver at the bottom. Single back. Dive play to number 32 again. Caden Dixon, and he hits up in the middle for, looks like no gain, but he does make it back to the line of scrimmage. So center, 2nd down and 10. Same formation. Looking to throw. Throwing deep for this single wide receiver. I believe it is a catch. Yes, sir, at the 36-yard line. Number 2 for center. Christopher Evans hauls that in, and just a deep route up this right sideline. Catches it and goes out. 36-yard line, first down. They run the ball again. And their running game has lost a little momentum here. He's making like a yard, maybe.
I don't know if he made it that time.
So the ball is marked at the 35. So 1 yard gain on that play by number 32, Caden Dixon. Met by a host of Bears.
A bear brigade, as we said.
A bear brigade, yes. So now Dixon tries the left side, and he's met deep in the backfield by number 3 for Gladewater, Zay Campbell. And I didn't get the other numbers.
I missed them as well. just
But
heard
there
a
were
Dave
about
Sean
there were
Thompson.
about 3 of them that tackled him at the same time. So Roughriders now on the 40, 3rd and 15 or 14. They're passing again. Pressure.
Oh,
And that is
number 35.
35 for Gladewater is Austin Werner. Comes in untouched from the left side for a big sack right there. Brings up a 4th
That's going to be a game changer.
and about 20 something. 4th, and I'm going to say about 22. So I'm assuming that the Rough Riders are going to punt here. Bears at their punt return formation. Center lined up to punt, getting some people on the field. Punt is going to be fielded. Fair catch.
Okay.
Inside the 10, I'm going to say that ball be spotted about the 8. Not sure who caught that.
I'll get better at looking at the numbers. With these.
So Bears are on their own.
What we're going to say? 9-yard line?
That's what I'm going to call it.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
9-yard line. So they've got
Well, they're
a
in the
long
middle
way
this
to
time.
go
They're
to
not
get some
right or
points.
left.
They're back in the I formation. Fullback dive straight ahead. Been a good play for him so far tonight, and he's got positive yardage there. So that is about at least a 7-yard gain. Brings up a 2nd and 3.
Coach, sometimes it makes you want to take one of those plays and just say, if it works, do it again.
And a lot of guys do that. Tailback this time. Fullback dive to the left. Tailback gets the ball to the right, brings it up to the 25, and that's good for a first down. You know, Avon, you mentioned running well, do I see flags out there? I see a flag way up there at the top of the field. Let's see what that is.
Yep. He's telling a secret to somebody. Offsides against center. It will be declined, first down. When I was a JV coach calling the offense, we had a little trap. I was at West Rusk and we were playing Hawkins, and I ran that trap till they stopped it, literally. Run it to the ground. How long did it take them to stop it?
About 20 plays. So, fumbled
Oh,
snap.
no, grab it.
Lewis gets the ball, dodges some tackles, throws the ball. So he may have dodged a big bullet. It was a heck of a play just to get the ball up without falling down or getting
Wow,
hit.
I'm telling you, they were
And
coming.
if he didn't get it, they were going to have it inside the 10 minimum. But no, it really didn't take 20 plays, but we did drive down the field, and finally I called another play, and my defensive coach said, "Coach, you made 5 that time. Why are you switching?" So Bears in the I formation again, Twins at the bottom. Hand off to the tailback.
Oh,
Lots
he's
of
got it.
room.
Man, he is
Oh my
rolling.
goodness.
That is
That is
number 9
Malachi
again.
Gordon. An excellent run. He picks up probably 25 yards.
At least.
20,
If
25 yards.
we had Bacon here, he would have all the numbers.
Exactly. If Dylan was here, we would. So Bear ball on their own 48, about to break midfield, 1st and 10. I formation again. Gordon gets it again at the tailback position. And I'm watching Zach Ship. He's down inside the other 40 where he drove his man. So if he could have got past one or two more tackles,
He's just going to have to get behind him and say go.
Yeah, Zach had his guy down the road. So the line doing a very good job thus far in the game. We don't have a lot of points, but we are moving the ball well. Staying in the I formation this time. Fullback gets the ball, and that is number 10, Zach Polanco, picking up enough for the first down on the fullback dive on the left side. So they're mixing it up between some good passes, the fullback and the tailback.
Getting blown away by how fast the clock's moving.
Well, we're down to 6:42 in the second quarter for halftime here. I formation, tight twins down low to the home side. Tailback gets the ball on
Gordon's
the right
got it
side.
again.
And he picks up, I'm thinking about 5 yards, maybe 6. So it looks like going to be about a second, and scoreboard calls it 5. I'm going to call it 4. I think my eyes are better than Mike Baldridge's. So Bears coming out of the huddle.
You'll have to watch that on the replay.
In that I formation.
Uh-oh, what?
Well,
Something happened.
they're going on a little longer count. Might have been going on the 2 count. And I believe one of the Roughriders jumped. Now, I couldn't see if one of the Bears jumped to draw him off or if he just anticipated a different quicker snap count. But they blew the ball dead before the play got started. So it looks like it's going to go against the Roughriders. But they're talking and we don't know, so we're
You don't know the
secrets
secrets
again.
They got to use those secrets to.
So now it looks like it might be on the Bears. I don't know if he's telling them to back up or we're going to move you back. You know, we can hear the crowd sometimes up here, but that's kind of the downside of being up here. You don't really hear a lot of what the game noises are.
We've got a little bit of it bleeding in from that camera. It's got a little bit of noise that I try to bleed in from time to time.
So if you're watching the live stream, you're probably getting better crowd noise than we do up here in the press box.
Hopefully at least you're getting some of it. That's going to go against us, Sam.
I did tell my wife last night that one time at Spring Hill, we were in the press box, Coach Little and I, and we got booed and they were throwing wadded up paper cups at us up there because we were beating Spring Hill. So at least nobody's throwing stuff at us tonight, Avon.
Well, hey, we've got glass. We're protected.
I know it. And we got Michelle to keep the door locked. So.
That's right.
Bears this time faking the fullback, the tailback.
Oh, he is
quarterback
moving.
running, and he is inside the 25-yard line. Another first down, Colin Lewis at the
Number 11, Colin Lewis.
21-yard line. So good fake by the tailback, and then Colin just booted out. And I think he was looking to throw and then just ended up running, had a lot of room. That was a good choice.
Is that what made all the coaches get on the field? They're like, wait a sec.
Well, I think a lot of times they'll have a run-throw option. It just depends. But, of course, I don't know what they got called till I see it. So, Bears in the eye again. Tailback,
Gordon.
Malachi, bust
Plowing
and
through.
slashes inside the 10-yard line down to about the 9, maybe 8. Good run by Gordon. He's
Yeah,
having
that
a
was
good
great.
night so far. So that will be another first down inside the 10. Looks like they're going to mark it right at the 9. So first and goal for the Bears, 5:15 on the clock. I formation again.
Malachi one more time.
Malachi
They want him in.
takes
He's
it
getting
in.
Yep.
he breaks about 3 tackles, kind of glancing blows, and he shifted directions twice, and he takes it in from 9 yards out from the tailback position on that right side. So that brings us 14-7 with the PAT ready to go. Clock down to exactly 5 minutes left in this second quarter. Ball is up and good. So that brings us to a score. Gladewater Bears 15, Center Roughriders 7. 5 minutes left in the second quarter. Bears will be kicking off from this north end this time. So Avon, when I look at the formation, that I formation, and they've got a split receiver and a wide flanker that we call a twins look.
Okay.
But they're getting them wide sometimes, and sometimes what we would call a flex, where your defense is not sure whether to get outside them or inside them, and you just kind of move around in that flex area. You don't tell them it's like 6 yards or 4 yards. You just say get them where they don't know what to do. So sometimes it's tighter, sometimes it's wider, and I'm trying to figure out what they're trying to do when they're in that flex look with those twins. But whatever it is, it's working.
Yeah, absolutely, Sam. But such a lot of good ball control on that drive, and not to mention eating that clock up.
Well, and you know, that's the good thing about that Gladewater offense. Sometimes it can score quick, but when you make those long drives, it burns that clock and saves your defense too. So a good drive on that last one especially. Another pooch kick caught by number 6 for the Roughriders. He's running all the way across the field.
He's looking for a hole.
Hits a crease, and he's got some room, and he is going to score. So I don't see any penalty flags, and that is Denajulon Gibson. We've called his name several times tonight. Made a nice run. Caught that ball about the right hash, and then ended up going up the left sideline. Now there's their swinging gate as the Bears come up the field to get lined up.
Well, look how fast they get that together.
They haven't set the ball yet. They just now set the ball. So number 4 is looking to see what they'll do, and then they substitute their kicking guys to come in.
They did that last time.
Yeah, and a lot of guys do that every time, and if you don't line up, they run it that way. And if you do line up, they come in and kick. So I know Gladewater's done that some too, but the surprise the Roughriders gave us was when they did it on first down in the middle of the field and had that big gainer. So now Center's having some trouble getting some of their guys in, and they get a delay penalty. So the ball is coming back to the 8-yard line. Now they're lined up for their PAT. And the kick looks good from here. It is.
Yep, registered good.
So that gives us a 1-point game in 14 seconds off the clock. They score.
It's going to be interesting.
So Bears 15, Center 14. That penalty offside when Gladewater was going for their PAT, and they went to 2. That's kind of looming pretty big.
Oh, I'm
right
telling
now.
you, that's going to have a lot of weight to it. That's
So you know it's a short game sometimes in terms of distances. That yard and a half changed the call from a PAT to a 2-point conversion, and right now that's the only reason the Bears have the lead.
You know, it's interesting for the people on YouTube being able to watch this camera do its thing as it slowly zooms out and catches everybody. It tries to keep up with all of the little trouble with audio. So hopefully that's getting a little bit better. We're trying to control the volume so that it doesn't crackle as much.
Center does an onside kick. And looks like Bears got it, but it touched hands about 3 times. Center is kind of pulling out all their stops tonight early. They're not, which when you run kind of trick stuff, like an onside kick or fake punt or stuff like that, or reverse, I like that early in the game when everybody doesn't know you have to do it.
Right. So you're not being pressured.
Center does the onside kick. It hit, I know, at least 2 Gladewater Bears before a third one covered it. So Gladewater gets the ball, 1st and 10 at the 45. And of course, the downside is if you don't get that onside kick, they're starting at your 45. So it's a trade-off. It's a risk, like crossing the street. Some of it's high risk, some of it's low risk.
Yeah, it all depends. Are you the chicken or the?
So the Bears, with 4:43 left, getting ready to run.
And you know who gets the ball after that halftime show? We do.
We do.
So that's going to be great.
The Bears will receive the kick to start the second half. So, I always like deferring if we won the toss. And most of the time it works out good.
Especially if you get to this situation, you can burn up the clock. And
Bears back in that eye. And it's a handoff to Malachi Gordon. Man, he's running tough. He made 9 yards right there. He hits that
but you
hole.
You don't want to tell him to slow down and burn the clock up.
No. Well, the advantage the Bears have right now on the clock is that they huddle and call their play, so it's not moving as fast. High formation again. This time the fullback, and that is Zach Polanco again. And looks like center has a guy down, injured player. So they'll be coming out.
On the 40. Yeah, they're taking the timeout for the player.
So we've got a break in the action here. Rough Rider down. 4:04 left in the second quarter. 1st and 10 for the Bears from the 40-yard line. And they're looking at their player. Looks like one of the maybe defensive linemen. And so we'll hope he's not hurt bad and see if they can get him up and him trot off the field and come back in. Yeah, he's number 52 for them. That is Gabe Buckley. And he is trotting under his own power to the sideline. So certainly hoping he's fine and can play in the game some more tonight. So Bears continue 1st down, intend to go from their the Rough Rider 40. I formation, twins at the bottom of your screen in kind of midway.
They give it back
to Malachi Gordon. Malachi is doing a really good job of reading those blocks. He starts outside, but a lot of times he cuts inside. And that's where the hole is. And if they don't widen out, he cuts it outside. So good job of reading maybe that tackle or tackling tight end block.
Well, that comes with time because it shows he's a senior this year. This is his last year to put all the yards on the clock.
Well, that's a good time to peak, isn't it? So I formation again. Same play. This time he stays outside and gets a 1st down. He's down inside the 30, maybe 26, 27-yard line. Also, Chase Wise down there, number 62, doing a good job of pushing on some people. Tyler Smith, number 50. I formation again.
Nope, they
Fullback
handed it
breaks
out
it
to 35.
outside.
I think 35 was
And
Blanco.
tackle made
That's
by
Austin Werner.
Jake Hansen. Werner carries the ball that time from the fullback position, breaks it outside for a nice
Another
little
first
gain.
down.
So those chains are just, they're
Rolling, rolling.
moving.
We're almost at the 2-minute mark.
We are. We're down to 2:31, and we've got a 1st and 10 at the 15. Bears staying in the I formation and staying in the Twins left. So here we go, tailback,
Gordon's got
Malachi
it.
up the middle, and he's down close to the 10, gain of about 4. This time they've got DJ Allen split wide to the right. I formation.
They hand it off to number 40, Braylon Hawley.
Braylon Hawley made a gain of probably 2 or 3 yards. Where are they spotting that ball? Down about the 7. So that's a nice little gain for him.
7 or 8. It's really close. It's more so the 8.
So 3rd and I'm going to call that 3, Avon.
Yes.
Oh, he's got a lot of room. Number 11 for the Roughriders, Jake Hansen. We've called his name a little bit tonight. He makes that tackle.
Malachi put some more yards on it.
Timeout for Gladewater Bears. Looks like it's going to be 4th and 1
45 seconds.
from the 6-yard line, 45.5 about.
We'll give him a half.
I kind of like it when they started showing those points, those tenths.
Just to have a little bit more to look at.
A little bit more to look at. Give you a little more information that you can't do anything about.
That you can't do anything.
So both sides huddle up on their sidelines for this timeout to figure out for the Roughriders how they're going to stop them, A, from making a first down, and B, from scoring. Because if they make the first down and don't score, they got to stop them 4 more times. And for the Bears, how to at least make a first down or get the touchdown.
4th and 1.
Ball is on the 6-yard line. Bears come out in the I formation. And we got number 14 wide, Xavier Woods. Well, let's see what the Bears do.
Whoop.
Timeout. They call another timeout, which tells me somebody saw something and they want to change the play. The downside to that is their defense may say, well, they saw something, let's change the defense.
Yep, that's right.
So, it does, you hate to say it's a guessing game, but part of it is guessing, but it still boils down to who blocks the best and who tackles the best and who has the fewest turnovers. So Gladewater will decide what they want to do based on what they saw, and the Roughriders will decide, do they want to give them the same look
Or change it up.
or change it up. And you know, we used to call that a stem, line up one way and stem to the other defense, so give them the same look and then change it before they have time to change their play. But again, you're guessing.
That's right.
Where you think they're going to hit. So, Bears in the same formation.
They hand it off to Gordon.
And he makes maybe a yard.
make
I
the
don't know if
yard
he
or
makes
no?
it.
Did he make it?
It's going to depend on the spot.
Oh, let's find out.
Well, they're changing sides,
Yeah.
so he did not make it. What
You
they
notice how
did,
that clock never moved.
well, I would say center guessed right because Gladewater motioned their setback over to have an extra blocker, and that's right where they ran, but center did a great job stopping them. So anyway, we walk away again with a good drive for the second time tonight, just once each quarter without some points. But we are going to go in unless they score in 45.5 seconds.
Well, let's hope
Well-
not, Sam. Hopefully this right here will be a quick stop.
So did the clock?
It never
and
moved.
It didn't move.
And people at YouTube can clearly see that.
Yeah. So it's still at 45.5 and we ran a play. We'd rather it be at like 40.
Oh, he just downed it.
So
Are they going to burn it?
well, that may be smart on their part and not have a fumble and give Gladewater something. So they can do that twice and go in for halftime. So I'm sure once it gets to 25, they're going to be good anyway.
I don't know.
Well, while they're waiting, they may just let the time run out. Yeah, they don't have to snap
Yeah,
it.
that's all of it.
So they're going to let the Roughriders are going to let the half expire, and everybody's going to go to the locker room, get some Gatorade, make some adjustments, and rest for a little while. The bands are going to go to work.
That's right.
And you and I are going to get a break.
Well, you're going to get a big time break, Sam, because you've been doing like 90% of the talking, if not 99.9%. We'll put a point in there for you of a 0.9.
Well, I'm going to get a
I'm
drink
doing
of
what I
water,
can,
and then I'm going to let you talk more the second half.
Oh. No, you're doing a perfect job. We're going to switch this thing over, everybody, to this camera and the audio. Hopefully you guys can hear it from the field. And have a good halftime.
Ladies and gentlemen, we present for your halftime enjoyment the Center High School Twirling Line. Tonight, the ladies will perform Kings and Queens, arranged by Michael Story. And now, presenting the pride of Shelby County, the award-winning Center High School Marching Band. Tonight's program includes Precision Fanfare by Ray, Cyrus the Great by King, and Invictus by King. The Center High School Marching Band. The band is under the field direction of drum majors Araceli Perez Gonzalez, Brianna Gonzalez, and Leslie Figueroa. Our band member of the week, Alex Arcebar. The band is under the direction of Chris Smith, Patrick Kahn, Christina Smith, Daniel Castaneda, and Felipe Hernandez. The twirling line is under the direction of Christina Smith. Thank you for your attention. And now entering the field, the sweethearts of Shelby County, the Center High School Chaparrals. The Chaparral sponsors are Courtney Mayfield and Maika Turner. This year the Chaparrals are led by Senior Captain Emily Elliott, Senior First Lieutenant Sarah Skull, Senior Second Lieutenant Allie Stever. This week's Chaparral of the Week, Andrea Horton. Tonight the girls will be performing a kick routine to the song, I Like It. One moment, please. Well done, ladies, the Center High School chaperones. This concludes the Center High School halftime performances. On behalf of the band and chaperones, I'm your announcer, Ryan Reynolds.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Gladewater Honey Bears would like to welcome you to their first home performance of the 2021 Bear football season. The Honey Bears have worked hard to continue their tradition of precision, beauty, and excellence. This will be the Honey Bears' 42nd year. The officers attended camp with Encore Creative Productions this summer and earned excellent and superior ribbons. Our entire line attended a home camp with the same company in July. It's our pleasure to introduce the 2021-2022 Gladewater High School Honey Bears. Leading the Honey Bears onto the field are Lieutenants Emma Langford and Lindsay Starkey. First Lieutenant is Caitlin Moses. And in the middle, your captains, Avery Glorborg and Riley Hightower. Line Sergeant is Tamaya Miles. This year, they are helped by the social officers Lindsay Robertson, Zandria Taiski, and Sunny Wade. Co-heads are Lexi Betts and Kiasia Garland. The director of the Honey Bears is Miss Diane Clark. She is helped by her assistant, Miss Tori Huff. Sit back and enjoy this week's performance, choreographed by Gilmer's Lauren Murray. The Honey Bears will be performing a prop routine to Smoke on the Water. Honey Bears of the Week are Amaya Minter and Ashley Wilson. Honey Bear managers are Angelina Howard and Jessica Carruthers. Ladies and gentlemen, we will continue our halftime performance with the GHS Majorette and Flag Line. Members of the line are sophomore Caitlin White, sophomore Carly Owens, sophomore Janae Holly, and senior Nikki Campbell. The Majorette and Flag Line will perform to Feel This Moment. The band will now continue your halftime entertainment with a traditional military-style marching drill to Proclamation Fanfare by Smith, St. Mihail March by K.L. King. We wish all 33 freshman band members good luck in their first home performance. By Senior Drum Major Peyton Morgan. Marchers of the week are Carly Moses and Fernanda Coronado. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Gladewater ISD, we thank you for your kind attention this evening. Band directors for the Gladewater High School Band are Jeff Smith, Rhett Pilcher, Jocelyn March, and Mitchell Smith. The twirler and flagline sponsor is Miss Jamie Cook. GHS Principal is Mr. Derek Floyd, and the GISD Superintendent is Dr. Cedric Clark. Thank you.
For over 120 years, we've worked to be the most trusted bank in East Texas. Strong leadership, active involvement in the community, and long-term relationships with customers piece together the strong foundation on which we base our business. A community bank dedicated to serving our local families and businesses. Visit any one of our locations across East Texas and let us show you why we've been the bank of choice since 1900.
Here come the Bears. Bears will receive the kickoff to start the second half. Teeing the ball up for the Roughriders, Carlos Hernandez.
Welcome back to start the third quarter. Bears are still up by a point, 15-14. Roughriders kick it deep to the west side.
He's working on taking off, Sam.
And the return is up to about the 28-yard line.
Whoops.
And I'm not sure who had that
I believe that was
return.
number 15.
That would be Ben Alvarez. So a nice little return, about a 20-yard return. So ball is marked. I said the 30. I think it's right on the 29 as the Bears come out. So we'll see what kind of adjustments we've made or that they have made during the halftime and figure out what they can correct and what they can fix. So Bears lining up. The Twins are still set wide now. They're out of the flex and set wide. I formation. And there's a problem somewhere. Somebody jumped. So the Bears they're going to start this third quarter with a offside penalty, I guess, or delay. I don't know. That one slipped by me, but I did see him move the ball, Avon. So 1st and 15. And Avon, that's to DJ.
That was quick.
And that guy grabbed him by the helmet
Uh-oh.
and tackled him and pulled his helmet off.
Yeah, I
And
saw
I'm
that
pretty
flag.
sure that's some kind of penalty. They threw, we used to call it the Aggie pass, and you throw it on the ground and it hops to the receiver. And it's really not they think it's an incomplete pass, but it's thrown behind the line of scrimmage.
So it's illegal.
So it's really like a lateral, and you pick it up and run it, or you pick it up and then throw it again sometime. So they ran that play, and he fielded it off the ground. DJ did, and took off running. So hoping, I'm sure, that they thought that the Roughriders thought it was an incomplete pass, and then he takes off running.
Yeah, and he moved, almost 25 yards.
Yeah. So I'm thinking that penalty is going against the Roughriders when they grabbed DJ by the helmet. And that'll add a few more yards onto the ball position. Now they're at the 37-yard line of center. Cross midfield. Another 1st and 10.
Hand off to Gordon.
And Gordon makes it back to the line. I don't even think he picked up a yard. I think he's going to be back on the original line of scrimmage. Oh, Malachi is a senior. They don't give their weights anymore, but I'm pretty sure he's not a 200-pounder. I formation, twins stacked wide. Little hitch pass again to DJ. He gets one block, and he's got about 3 of them tied up on him right now, but he picks up some yards and gets the ball down to the 31. So that's going to be about a
3rd and 4 is what they're saying.
We'll call that 3rd and 4. That looks like 4 to me from up here. So now the same formation. Twins to the left, to the home side. I formation. Fullback. Oh. All right, they faked to the fullback, ran the option to their left, and Lewis pitched the ball to Gordon, but he did not execute a good pitch, and the ball rolled out of bounds. So you got 3 options. The fullback, quarterback can keep it or he can pitch it. That was the 4th option, pitch it on the ground. That's the one you don't like. So they call it the triple option, but there's always a 4th one in there. So they had success with that play earlier. Ran it twice, I remember. Now they've got the one back, and I believe we might have jumped a little bit. I believe our tight end on the right side was a little quick off the ball. So that ball's blown dead, and it's going to be a 5-yard penalty. So now it's 4th and 15, but you're across midfield. You're on the 42, so I'm guessing they're not going to punt.
It doesn't look like it. Like someone's wanting to go for it this early on.
And I'm also going to guess that they're going to throw the ball. I know I'm really way out on a limb with those
with all those receivers out there.
Uh-oh. So that did not work out too well because they didn't run it and they didn't throw it. The ball was dropped and Lewis picked it up. Or no, I'm sorry, that was Kyron Wilson picked it up and went straight ahead. Of course, he was in the swamp full of gators, but he had some room to the left. I know he couldn't see it because he was just trying to survive down there.
They were all on him, Sam.
He did a great job of just getting the ball back. Of course, 4th down, they're going to get it anyway, but they're not running with it yet. So now center's got the ball. They're throwing. Got some pressure.
They're on him.
And he is down.
Yep.
Sacked by, let's see, number 7, number 10.
They
So
lost about 8
Eli
yards on that one.
Cates and Zach Polanco. So 2 guys there doing a great job applying pressure from the right and the left, and he really had no place to go. So that is a loss of about probably 7 yards. Bring up a 2nd and 17. One back set. They're going to throw again. Pressure again. He gets away from the pressure, throws the ball out of bounds, intended for Christopher Evans. I believe it was Evans who had that interception down on the goal line earlier, number 2. But
I thought that was 7.
7 might have been. He had a reception of some kind a while ago.
Morris.
So anyway, that's going to bring us 3rd and 17. And I'm guessing at this point they're going to throw again.
Probably. That's a lot of yards to make up.
If they can contain that quarterback with some outside pressure and just kind of spy those inside guys, then they got a chance. Now that's a little bubble screen right there. He's got a little room.
And someone grabbed him and wouldn't let go. I'm trying to find out who that was.
I can't see. I'm thinking it's a number 20, number 35, which is, I believe, Austin Werner. Yeah. So they did make it back past the line of scrimmage. They're up to about the 48-yard line.
They got 6 yards to a first.
So
They're going to go for it? Nope, they're letting it go.
it'd be a good time for a fake right here because you're at midfield. But he's going to kick it. Oh, Oh, good little move. So the ball is fielded at about the 7, and he has about a 10-yard return up to about the 17 or 18. But I couldn't see who that was, Avon.
I missed it as well, Sam.
I see number 3 coming
I
in,
think 35 had it.
but I don't know who had it. But they made a nice little run up the sideline between 2 defenders for a 10-yard gain. So Bears take over. 8:32 into the third quarter. Bears now in the I formation with 2 wide receivers, 1 on each side. Give to the
35.
fullback. Oh my goodness.
Something happened.
He had a lot of running room, but there's a flag, and they blow the whistle. So it looks like it may be on the Bears. Somebody moving too quick, maybe?
Very possible.
So it's going to be still first down, but now we're 1st and 15, and we're going from about the 13-yard line. So Bears change up the formation. Got a reverse off the fullback dive. And that was carried by
number 2,
DJ Allen. So DJ picks up 8 yards, brings up a 2nd and about 7. So nice little gain on the reverse. All right, Bears on 2nd and 7. Got the twins low down to the home sideline. I formation. Tailback gets the
Gordon's
ball.
got it.
Hey, he's running tough.
He is. He's not wanting to let go.
He was met early, but made about 4 yards, dragging a few folks with him, and his old legs just kept driving. So now it's a 3rd and 2. I see number 62, Chase Wise,
They changed it.
walking back. Tyler Smith in there blocking. Try to give some of those O-line a little shout out for the hard work in the trenches.
Well, they're definitely keeping it up, because there goes Gordon again. Oh, that was wrong.
I tell you what, he got the first down. That's Wilson running the ball there, number 17, and does a good job of picking his pass, so to speak, and staying on his trail to get the first down. I formation. Ball goes to the tailback, and he is romping and stomping up in there. That's Gordon again, and he makes 9. Well, it's going to be 2nd and 1. He makes 9 yards.
That's impressive.
The math, or that he got that? I was going to say that's pretty easy math. 10 minus 9, that was 1 yard. I got that one all day long. But he's running hard. I think he's just small enough they have a hard time seeing him behind some of those bigger linemen on that right side. But regardless, he's doing a great job tonight and making a lot of yards.
There goes the ball up.
Oh.
Oh, we got a flag on the play, Sam.
Okay, that pass was actually to Colin Lewis, number 11. And we'll see which way that interference goes. He had to try to come inside of the defender the way the ball was thrown. But I think with Colin's speed, I don't know about this cornerback out here for center, number 2. Christopher Evans, but I think he's probably got pretty good speed too, or he wouldn't be playing that.
He was right there
corner
with
to the So he's playing that corner to the split side. So I believe the interference is going to be on him, and the Bears are going to move up. It's going to be a 1st and 10, I believe, at the 45 of the Roughriders, just across midfield. So Lewis still playing this wide receiver out here. Wilson still under center.
Oh, he's throwing it. It's going to DJ Allen.
No, that was actually to Lewis, number 11. So good fake in there, and good defense by center. They had him double covered, one on each side of him. So ball was, he couldn't quite get to it. It might have been a little bit to the right and a little long, but good play call.
You know, something that's interesting is here we are at 5:25 left in the 3rd quarter, and no one's made a single point.
I know. There's Gordon again with that off tackle.
Boy, and he does not want to stop. Look at him.
You know,
there.
his legs just never quit. So he's got the ball down. It's going to be about 3rd and a long 2. I'd call that 3, 3rd and 3.
Oh, they readjusted after you said that.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they heard you, and it now says 3.
That must be what it is.
Because it did say 3 and 2. I'll look.
All right, so 3rd and 3. I formation. Fullback gets the call, and he's got it.
Oh, wow. Yep.
You know, that fullback to the left side has worked really well, and the tailback on the right side has worked really well. And I think they have kind of a crossing action, so they don't really know
what's happening next.
Yeah, and they're doing just enough, mixing it up to keep them honest, I guess. All right, so now our 2 wide receivers are flexed back in, that little flex look on this left side, bottom of the screen. And there goes Gordon attacking that right side again. Not as many yards this time, but when you say not as many yards, that means he only got 3.
That's correct. 2nd and 7, Sam.
So.
And that clock isn't moving. We're now right at about 4 minutes.
And you know, we need more points, but we're using the clock wisely right now too. So just need to play clean ball, no turnovers, and have some stops, and at least score once a quarter. And we'll see how that holds up.
Is he going to run for it?
That's yeah.
Something happened there. I saw a flag.
Well, I think when he got him out of bounds, he slung him on down into the 3rd. I believe that's a little unnecessary roughness. So we'll see what that call is on Wilson. Not on Wilson, but he was on the receiving end of that penalty. So that's going to bring up.
We are still waiting for that call, I believe.
Well, what's those secrets again? They're going to come talk to somebody. All right, that ball is going to be spotted.
There it goes.
There they go. It's going to be a 1st down.
15 yards.
Well, that's not going to hurt us. Center's not crazy about that. So that ball is spotted on the 16-yard line, 1st and 10. Left hash. I formation. Twins to the left.
There he goes.
Now that play was a little different. That was the tailback, Gordon, going up the middle more. You know, he's been hitting that off tackle where he can break it out or break it in. Now he's just
straight up.
Right, straight up the middle.
We got someone. No, here he comes up.
He's coming out. That's one of the center players. Looks like 66, 68. It's 66, Kenson LaRock coming out, but he looks okay. He's not hurt or anything. The Bears lined up again, same formation. All right, they figured out the fake on that. So
Rather quickly, Sam. That was
so you know, you hear about the blind side. Well, that's that left tackle. That guy came from the blind side, but he didn't take any of the fake. He felt like Wilson still had the ball. So good defensive play for the Roughriders on that one.
that brings us with 3rd down and 16. Sam, lots of yards to make up. Nothing
Well,
but positive.
I'd say just call the touchdown play and see if we can score. He's trying to get it to Lewis, but actually Frank Sierra, number 5, was open then. And I know you're kind of throwing with bombs going off around you out there, but he was open in the middle. I don't know if it would have even been a first down, but he was open. So, but I got a really good view from up here, and I don't have people trying to hurt me.
That's true.
You know, while I
We're not
watch.
trying to plow you into the ground.
Exactly. It's easy up here. I don't
4th
ever make
down,
it.
they're going for it. He's going to air it out. And that looks like that was intercepted, Sam.
It looked just like the last one down in the corner that got intercepted, except this time Colin Lewis was the receiver instead of DJ. So
Now here's my question: did they get the ball back where we left it?
20
On the 20.
That's considered a touchback, not a safety. So touchback is like when the
When you kick
kickoff
off.
goes. Yeah. So it comes out to the 20 midfield. So center coming out now in their hurry up offense. So they're in the shotgun, pistol, whatever you want to call that formation. Hands off to the one setback, and I don't think he makes it back
He
to
did
the
not.
line of
That was
scrimmage.
number 32.
That is Kevin Cox.
No, that's on their team.
Oh,
That
I thought
was
that's Caden Dixon.
He didn't.
He's been their go-to guy back there, but they've kind of got his number when he's the only one back there. I think they're going to try to throw it some.
Yep.
Here they go.
He just keeps looking to the left. A
Okay,
little bit too much on that one.
and
This camera didn't keep up with it, but
he was kind of open, but they overthrew him. There's no way he could catch that. But they're definitely trying to strike big for sure.
well, Sam, this quarter has been burned up. It's only 1 minute and 44 seconds left now, and again, still
It
no.
really has gone fast. So here they are on a 3rd and 12, and I'm sure it's going to be a pass. Oh, missed tackle there.
Miss.
That play, Gladewater, they sniffed it out. I can't see across there to see that number with those black jerseys, but
Yeah, there's too many.
he broke a tackle. Our defender played it perfect, except he didn't wrap up and tackle. But he knew the play that was coming. So that brings up a 4th and 6, and an obvious punt situation, unless
Absolutely.
you're not. I mean, you still got another quarter and a minute to go, and you're down by 1. So punt the ball and see if you can hold them. So he punts it in the middle, gets a good Rough Rider roll, goes out around the 32 or 3. We'll see where he walks it down to. Right there, 31. The ball will be Gladewater's 31-yard line on the right hash on the north end of the field, and as the old song goes, they're headed south. So offense comes on to the field.
It's interesting, you mentioned as when we was going into halftime, all the different things that had happened. We had fumbles, you had interceptions, a little bit of everything of a game. Oh, look at that open, he's running.
Now that's what happens when you go inside, and they finally squeeze in to stop it. One little bounce, and you got about 20 yards to run. Yeah, that first half, we had a fumble on the kick. Gladewater fumbled it back. Then there was another fumble, and we recovered one. There was an interception. There was an onside kick. I mean, we had a great first half if you're just a fan of football, you know. Right now, Malachi stops. He made a yard then. That's probably the least amount I've seen him make. I think he one other time maybe he just got to the line. So that first half was really a fun half to watch. I'm surprised there weren't 3 other touchdowns scored at least
absolutely.
in that half.
A lot of action.
Talk about the number of views we've had from a game from last year.
So Sam, an interesting thing was looking up when we went into halftime was that our last YouTube video that was done was against White Oak. And that one video now, people keep watching it all throughout the year, and it's been viewed just over 3,100 times. It's pretty remarkable to think that once the game's over, it's never really over.
Yeah.
People keep going back and looking.
And I have gone back, and you know, you hear people that do. Well, I've heard actors. Now we're not actors. We're real.
We're comedians.
But we, you know, they say they don't go back and watch their films or listen to their music sometimes. But I've gone back and watched some of the games, especially early, just to see what we sound like and, you know, if there's stuff we can do better. But the nice thing about the live stream, it doesn't go away when the game is over. You can go back. If you're up at 3 a.m. on a Saturday, you can go watch a game because it's on the YouTube.
That's right.
You know, so the number of views is amazing, and the fact that you can go to them whenever you want to, it's like listening to your playlist or something. Go over with them how they need to view. I know the people that are listening to us have figured that out, but we need them to be able to tell everybody else and just go over how they can do that.
Well, we tried to make that as simple as possible. If you just go to the YouTube and type Gladewater ISD football, and then it would actually start automatically telling you want to see live stream. So if you type all of that, you'll go right to that channel, and usually the very first video will be the actual live stream on Friday nights when we have our home games.
Gladewater giving a new wrinkle with some motion out of the
Trying
pistol.
something different. Look at this.
And putting the ball in DJ's hands, handing it off to him, and
About
he
9
has
yards.
he has a nice run with about 9 yards and a penalty tagged on the end. I think a guy came across the top of him late while he was on the ground. So it looks like it's going to be a penalty against center if I had to guess right here.
Well, that's close to being first. Look, that's like right where that flag is.
Yeah. So I think the name marked penalty is going to be another first down. But that was good.
That was another wrinkle that they have with DJ in motion, just handing him the ball and letting him do what he does, let him run. So that may even be a dead ball foul. I don't know. So we'll see what they mark. We won't know till they tell us the secret. But that is really, I mean, we went over this earlier. That's really good that we're able to live stream this year. I mean,
that's a big deal because again, the UIL that controls that, we want to say thanks to letting that happen and giving other people an opportunity that can't make the game to enjoy their local hometown football game.
Well, and you know, there's still some sickness going on and quarantines and stuff like that, and so it really is good for that. But also people that just they can't get out, they don't have a way, or you know, it's hard for them to get around in the stadium, even though it's got all kinds of the handicap IDEA facility, but sometimes it's just hard to make it, you know, and you can watch it on your phone, you can watch it on your TV, your computer, so there's a whole lot of options now that we didn't have 2 years ago. So the Bears now have a first down on the 31-yard line in center territory here at Jack V. Murphy Stadium. We're at 11 minutes 50 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Score is still 15-14, and kind of I wouldn't call it a typical early season game, but you see some early season mistakes, and like we said, they're easy with just one play difference or a ball caught or something. Easily 4 more touchdowns between these two teams.
Oh, absolutely. All you got to get is that one break, Sam, and they're going to easily rock and roll this thing. But this just proves that both these teams have a very strong defense.
Yes. Gladewater hands to the tailback on the left side, and he keeps it inside the tackle and picks up about 8 or 9 yards. And again, that is, I believe that's still Gordon in there. Yep, number 9, Malachi Gordon. So I wish I could see stats. I know they keep stats down on the field probably, but I'd like to know how many yards he has. He's been their go-to guy a lot tonight.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure it's quite a bit.
Oh, we got a hold. It's coming back.
Mm.
Well, it still was a good run, but you never know. It might have been because there was a hold. So Gordon comes out, get a little breather. I believe Wilson goes in now at quarterback. And he hands it to the tailback, and I can't get that number. He makes it back to the line of scrimmage. I think that was DJ Allen. So he makes it back to the line, no loss, no gain. So it's still going to be...
With only a quarter left, Sam, just give you quick updates on some of the other scores of some teams that will be playing later this year. For example, New Boston and Hooks. New Boston is up 13-7. Then we've got the friends with the same zip code as us, Sabine. They're playing Dangerfield, and they're at a loss at 32-23.
So Bears out of the eye again. Fake to the tailback. He's got some room to run.
Right at about
And that is Kyron Wilson. And he picks up, see where they spot it. Well, not as much as I thought, but he gets back to the original line of scrimmage, but it looked like he made a lot of yards. He was coming from so deep. Go ahead and give some more of those scores, Avon, and I'll pull up the red zone and see what they got while we're going between plays here.
Let's see. Who else we got here? Jefferson. They're not on this website.
So Baylor. I'm thinking about the Baylor Bears. I did that once last year too.
There you go.
Gladewater Bears are throwing incomplete down that left sideline, and it was down inside the 10-yard line. Wilson throwing to Lewis, I believe. That's number 11 coming back. But Bears trying to get back onto get another one in the end zone.
Another game you got is up the road. You got Gilmer and Atlanta. Gilmer 41, Atlanta 6.
Well, that's an update over the red zone. I had just pulled that one up. So he's throwing again. DJ Allen on the right sideline with a great catch.
Right on
I want to tell you, Wilson sat in that pocket under some heat on both sides of him and got rid of the ball to DJ
catch.
Allen, and he catches it at the 15-yard line. It was a great effort on both parts. Kilgore getting beat by Pine Tree 28-19. Tatum over Pittsburgh, 34-7 right now. Bears in the eye. They give it to the fullback, and he is just slipping down in there. I tell you what, Zach Ship, he gets after it. He pushes till the whistle blows. So that is a gain of.
I see some yellow on the green, Sam.
Yellow on the greens, not to be seen.
You know what they say.
It may go against these Gladewater Bears.
Hopefully not. There's someone else that said something about green one time. Remember what he said? It's not that easy being green. Living stay the color of the leaves.
I do remember that, but I hadn't thought about that in a while. That one is going against Gladewater Bears. And it may have had something to do with, I see number 62 for Gladewater is not very happy, Chase Wise. So, I don't know.
88 not happy either. Trey Sanders.
So I don't know what they called, but I know it was on the Gladewater team, and so that'll back them up a little bit, and it'll be a second and long. That's going to be about second and 18, 17 or 18.
Yeah.
I can't really.
Yeah, it's 18.
Yeah. So there's a timeout right now, and Gladewater coaches are talking to the Bears, and center coaches are talking to the Roughriders. So
here's something I find interesting. The other team, the entire team is over there.
And with the Bears,
With
it's
the Bears,
the unit that's on the field.
Yes.
Plus a few.
Plus just a few, yes.
Yeah. So at this point, with 10 minutes, 9 seconds left in the fourth quarter, timeout here is kind of a good deal. I'm trying to look at some of the other teams. White Oak and Spring Hill's beating them 41-14. Oh, let's see. These are not district, but Harmony over New Diana right now. Jefferson getting beat by Liberty Ilo 35-13. Bears at the line of scrimmage in the eye. Kind of a power eye look. Two wide receivers.
Looking to the right, looking for Allen.
You know, I called that wrong. There was a two-back, but the quarterback was set deep, and they threw to DJ, but he was not in single coverage. They pretty much have doubled up DJ most of the night, and understandably so. He's earned that right just by some of the catches he's made. Like you said earlier, Dangerfield ahead of Sabine. Winsboro ahead of Hughes Springs. Mineola ahead of West Rusk. That's probably a good game to see.
Third down.
So Wilson, the man under again. Oh my goodness. Wide open. Is that number 10? Polanco, yeah. He ran from that little slot back position straight, just a vertical pattern right up off the tackle, and was wide open and dropped the ball. Just couldn't hang on. That was a 6-point play. Another 6-point play.
Definitely been.
So that was a good call. They really didn't have anybody on him.
Fourth down, Sam. This is it.
Well, I've seen them score in this situation.
Looking right.
Oh, they did the old hook and ladder. Pitch and pitch, hook and ladder. He ran a curl route, caught it, and then
He actually
flipped it off to Malachi Gordon.
Back 18, so.
Yeah. So the Gladewater drive stalls at the 12-yard line on a really good play, and the Roughriders take over.
Let's watch that Bear defense put a stop to them.
Well, if you're a Bear right now, you're thinking two things. Number one, you want a turnover. And number two, if you can't get a turnover, you just want to stop, and you don't want it on the 3-yard line.
Oh, no.
You want to stop in 4 downs. So we'll see if they can accomplish those on this series. The center, oh, there's a fumble.
Oh,
There's a fumble.
Look out.
I believe Gladewater's got the ball back. Nope.
Nope.
The Gladewater Bears think they do, but the official thinks they don't.
Yeah, we even had people run out of the field.
Yeah.
They were ready.
So almost the turnover we were looking for. And that was just a handoff to the lone setback, but he never got a handle on it. So they're in the same formation, pistol formation, and we'll see if they run or pass.
No, he's doing
It's a
that.
pass.
He does that turnaround. Oh, they were on
And they
him.
throw the little hitch out there,
That
and
is
they're
number-
actually,
Oh, they flagged on the play.
Yeah,
13 is who got him.
so that's actually a 5-yard loss,
That was
but we'll see what the
Tyrone
penalty
Maddox
is.
the one that put that pressure on that receiver and didn't let him go anywhere.
Well, we'll
Did a
see
good
what the
job.
penalty is. But that was a 5-yard loss, which put them on to the 5-yard line. But if the penalty is against Gladewater, it's not going to be quite so bad. If it's against
See what he says.
Center, it's going to be half the distance. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see.
Now they got to talk to Coach Secrets. Oh, looks like it did go back. Looks like we got to keep our.
So we got a
against the
loss
Roughriders.
and a penalty loss.
They
So
got
that puts them on the 3, just past the 3-yard line.
Now, if we could get a touchback, that'd be. I love seeing those.
Well, I'd rather see an
Not
interception
touchback,
or a
what's it
fumble
called?
and score a safety.
Safety. I
Yeah.
love those. They're fantastic.
So they're lined up in the same offense, and they're going to
He's
throw.
going to throw it.
Oh, he's gonna run.
He is.
He's got
a
some
lot
room, too.
He's got more than enough.
And
He's
that's
got his
that same
first-
quarterback from last year. He's got some speed. So
He's
they
got
go
about
from the
47.
3. That's about a 44-yard gain. He's going to spot that.
They're saying at the 50. It looked like
Yeah.
47 to me.
Yeah. So that's a 47-yard gain. And he looked and then he
So,
ran.
oh, that's
and
right.
he got one block and the race was on. That was a good run by their quarterback. So now they're handing it to the tailback, and he barely makes it to the line of scrimmage. And there's a bunch of Bears on him there.
I see a 20, a 3, a 7.
So we got Johnson, we got Campbell, we got Eli Cates,
They were all on him.
and that's just the ones we could see. There were more.
I'm sure there was, at least.
So they've got 2 wide receivers up top, 1 down bottom, 1 back, quarterback.
In the shotgun.
So it's a handoff to number 32. He turns the corner. He's got some room,
Oh,
breaks a tackle, and he's going to score. Yes, he is. So that is a good bit of running by Caden Dixon and a little bit of poor tackling, and we got a yellow flag down at the 49-yard line.
Uh-oh.
So typically that's a hold, but we'll see. And Gladewater needs it to be a penalty against Center, but Center doesn't need it to be.
Right. Well, that referee's telling him to come back.
Well, they got to do what he says, so they're going to come back.
He doesn't look happy, that's for sure.
So if that's a spot
Oh,
foul,
it's going
yep.
backwards. He's walking
So
her
it's
back.
still going to be second down, but now it's going to be second and 19. You're getting good at seeing those numbers.
Maybe.
Second and 19. So
second and they're saying it's 21 yards to go now.
Yeah.
That's what they have on the board.
Well, they got it.
No,
got it a
it's
little.
19. They've got it wrong.
Yeah, I know. Y'all are looking at the board. It's a little off. We got to calibrate it.
He throws it to that number 2 again. Oh,
And he's gonna go, yeah.
That did
So
not work out.
that was the backward pass, so it's a lateral,
So he can throw it again.
So
That's another version of the Aggie pass. You can pass and then pass again.
Well, I noticed
But-
that number, what was that, 6, he almost
For
had to
us-
put his fingers on it. Trevor Holland.
Trevor Hollins, yeah. And then they did a good job out here of trying to tackle the guy with the ball, and he had a hard time throwing, so he didn't really throw a strike. And plus we had a guy trying to cover him
He
too.
was on him.
So that's going to bring up. Is there a flag, or what are they discussing?
Something against us.
So now, a play later, the penalty is against Gladewater Bears. Now it's going to be first. Must be an automatic first down because
Yeah, they're moving the flag.
wasn't enough. So now it's a 1st and 10 from the 44-yard line of the Gladewater Bears. And it's a dive play, number 2, Christopher Evans, and he is actually, they might give him a spot at the line of scrimmage, but he's on the ground behind the line of scrimmage. So good job by the Bear defense. And they're still going without a huddle in that hurry-up offense with 7:18 left in the 4th. So
They keep burning the clock up.
he's passing.
No.
Got some heat on him, but he gets
gonna run it.
outside. And he is out of bounds at the 40, so he made a 4-yard gain with just a quarterback scramble. Actually, that was number 4, Monty Cross.
They're saying it's 3rd down and 6, Sam.
That's what I see. But you remember earlier I told you for them to shut down their passing game, they have to rush outside in. They can't let him outside.
And that's what's happening.
If he has to run up the middle, there's a lot more guys there to tackle him. So what the Gladewater Bears are doing, they're losing containment, and it's hard because the quarterback will start one way, and you're supposed to take an angle down the line, not come behind him. Because either way is bad, but when you go down the line and then he comes wide, now you've got to stop and retrack. But if you take the same steps, you're beat. So now you got to take a better angle. And if you're a defensive lineman and he's a quarterback, he's faster than you. So your angle at that point can't be good enough. You can be the second guy that hits it. Because somebody with faster wheels than you have needs to be the first guy. But if you watch those defensive linemen and you don't think about techniques that they have to have, but they've got to work parallel up and down those lines and then take an angle once they know. But we're losing contain, and that's the root of the problem.
You think they're going to start exposing that? They've got 7 minutes.
Well, they're going to try to go ahead and score. They don't want just one. They really do need to score twice because you figure Gladewater's going to get one more too.
Absolutely.
So 32 with the carry again.
That almost looks like a first down.
They're moving the chains. Caden Dixon, he's done a decent job for them tonight too. He's had some nice runs and broke some tackles, but they've had his number a lot more than they have for number 9 for us, Malachi Gordon. So they're working him now. He carries again. But part of that, I think, is their plan. They make 4 or 5 yards, lull you to sleep with 2 or 3 runs, and then they're going to burn you deep, or try to. So, third. No, second, I'm sorry. Second, and I'm going to call it 4. To me, this is a good time to throw because you got 2 chances, and with only needing 4 yards, you can run on third down when they're expecting you to throw. So they run it, we stop him, he loses about 2 yards. So now it is going to be second and about 6, maybe 7. Or third, I'm sorry.
It's third down now.
So now you're kind of forced into a third and long situation. So I think they'll pass because they're kind of in that 4 down territory.
Quarterback's definitely back there. He keeps looking left. Did we get it?
He caught it. Looks like an interception. Who got that? Number 6? Trevor
Yes,
Hollins?
number 6.
Trevor Hollins comes up with a big interception to make a stop and end a drive.
And look at that.
Although it's a little further down than we wanted,
But we got
but
plenty of
it's a
time.
stop.
Yep.
So
5
we've
minutes
got
and 24 seconds left in this end of the game.
So one of 2 things needs to happen. We either need to hold the ball that whole time, which you'd think in 5 minutes you can score, but we've seen that not happen before.
Absolutely.
Or we need to go ahead and score, and then
Let the
if they
defense do their
score,
job.
we hang on and maybe we end up with the ball. So let's see what happens. I believe that's an offsides on them. Tailback, I don't see a flag. I saw a white shirt jump. Maybe he just got a real good jump on the ball.
That
So
was Gordon again.
Malachi picks up about 2, maybe 3. They're calling it 3, so I will. So it's second and 7. I'll agree with them this time. So let's see what they're going to do. Maybe kind of in a bear formation, one
Well, they
back.
just handed it right off to him.
Fullback with a real quick handoff.
Number 35,
That is
Austin Verner.
Werner. Well, Austin's coming out. I don't know if he's hurt or just. So 40 comes in to replace Werner. That's Jabraylon Polly. He had a good run a while ago too. So they are still in the eye.
And they give it to him. They give it to
Oh,
him.
yes, they
Number
do.
40 is taking off.
Woo-wee. That was a nice run for him. He picked up, 15, 16 yards, crossed the 40-yard line to the 41. So nice little run. Werner comes back in. Polly comes out. I might have handed it to him twice.
Yeah. Well, they drive like that.
DJ Allen checks in. Ball's on the 41-yard line, almost middle of the field. Still the I formation, twins to the right, to the left. Give it to the tailback. He's got a little room,
Yep.
picks up maybe 3 or 4. It's Malachi Gordon. That play did not look like it hit as quick as we've been seeing Malachi hit up in there. I don't know if he had somebody in his way. I'm not sure what it was, but it just didn't look as fast. But still, he gained a few yards.
Well, I can tell you, they're definitely burning the clock up. We are right at about 3 minutes left in
Well,
this
they
fourth
need
quarter.
to. It would just be sweet if they ended it with a score.
Gordon again on the carry.
Oh, he's got some
Little.
room. He's
He
got
is
some
running.
room. Good little move there. My goodness, he picks up It's about a 30-yard gain.
Yeah,
That helps a lot. So that takes us down to the 26-yard line. Ball's on the right hash. 2:48 left. Polly checks back in for Werner. I'm thinking Polly may be fixing to get that ball
yeah,
again.
it's possible. Let's see what happens.
So let's see. They're going to still be in the I formation. Polly at the fullback. Gordon at the tailback.
They give it to Gordon again. He's going on that left side you talked
They
about.
give it to Gordon, and Polly was blocking for him. He had a couple of good blocks. He picked up 7 yards. So there's a timeout now by the center Roughriders. Time left in the game is 2 minutes, 14 seconds. Bears lead 15-14. The ball is in the middle of the field on the 19-yard line. It is 2nd down and 3, a long 3, maybe 4. But 2nd down and not much. How about that? So the Gladewater Bears are burning clock. They're moving the ball. And they need to come out of it with one of two things, with some points or with the final horn going off and they still got the ball.
Yep, that's right.
Now, a win's a win. This is not going to be a pretty win, but there's a lot of pluses, and I'm seeing a lot of improvement over how I saw the game end in Gilmer 2 weeks ago. So that's what you do preseason for. You schedule good people to get good.
That's right. Yeah,
And tell you what you need work.
There's someone that joined in not long ago and said, zoom in. So we're actually not working this camera. Artificial intelligence actually is.
All right, there's Polly with the fullback up the right side, just right up the middle.
Wait, what's this?
He's down, I think. The ball may have come out, but I think he was down. Well, he got down to the 10-yard line. That's a new set of downs. So you got 4 downs to score or 4 downs to burn up 2 minutes. So that play clock is down to 14 seconds. I think I'd use all that play clock.
Yeah, just eat it all up.
Oh, he's
Gordon's
gaining
got
some
it.
yards. Gordon gains about 5. And they're pulling the backside line, kicking out almost like a trap. And
Did someone call timeout? That clock
I'm
is
sure
stopped.
that center's going to
Yes,
use all
they
their
did.
timeouts
That's what the
here.
referee said.
So 1:33 left. Ball is now down on the 5-yard line. It's second and
and 5.
goal. They can't make a first down. They're going to have to score or burn up another minute and 33 seconds in 2 plays. Or actually 3 plays, second, third, and fourth.
Right.
So it's coming down to a really tight finish.
So I'm just laughing at someone commenting on the on the internet.
Is it a one you can tell us? Or?
Yeah, I can tell it. So they saying it's artificial unintelligent.
Oh, on
So
the
it's actually
Zoom.
just trying to follow the ball and movement, and it's rather interesting, for sure.
Well, they'd certainly rather have the artificial intelligence than my intelligence working that camera for sure. There's the snap. Tailback gets the ball. He's hit, but he's still gaining yardage. He's going to be at the 2-yard line, maybe the 1.5. They're going to spot it just inside the 2-yard line. Time is now down to 1:14. It's 3rd down with 1.5 yards out. We got basically 2 plays to score. So I'm going to say they're going to keep running the ball,
You think they're
Avon.
going to use the last time out? Oh, it's got all those dots now. You got your
Yep,
dots going.
55 seconds.
You're right, it is 1. 3rd and 1.
It's not going to be on that
We're
one.
trying to push it in. Did they make it?
Gladewater players say yes. Nothing from the officials. Clock is running. They can run. They got to run. No, they don't have to run one more, but I'm thinking they're going to.
I bet they do as well. You know, that's real. Oh.
Somebody called a timeout.
Something happened.
Oh.
Did we miss something?
I don't know.
We were
I
both
see a
looking at
center
the
player
clock.
down right there by the officials. But
Oh, you're
honestly, 27 seconds left and 25 seconds on the play clock. So they were going to have to snap it one more time.
Been really good ball control or clock control.
Yeah. Yeah. So we can't see from up here. The officials are in the way where the player's down. You could put your artificial intelligence eyes on there and see what you can see.
That
The guy
looks
sitting
like
up, we can
66.
see now. He's getting up.
Yeah, that is.
Looks like he's got a right ankle or knee. He's hobbling. But they're going to get him to the sideline. So he's up, moving. So they'll
that's
put
a,
in.
that may be, that's a 56, Sam.
56?
Number 56.
So 56 is Eric Lopez. So Eric, we hope you're fine. And I don't know if he can get back in on another play, but hopefully next week he can play. So we're at third down.
No, it's fourth down. Sam.
Fourth down, they just haven't changed the marker. Fourth down, and we are inside the 1 yard line.
We're right. We're literally the point of the ball is almost touching the goal line.
That's all it's got to do is touch it.
Got to break the plane.
Break the. That's right. Break the plane.
Crack some glass. So I'm looking. I'm not looking for an option. I'm looking for the. I don't know, something that just pops in there quick and they can make a yard. But I don't know that it's right on either side of the center. I think it maybe is off tackle. We'll see.
You think they're going to lob it?
Well, they're in the same. Looks like they're going to be in the I formation.
Well, at least they got good sportsmanship. People are down there shaking hands, Sam.
Well, they,
That's a
you
really
know,
good thing.
they're letting it run
That's
down.
it.
And that's it.
We looked away.
So, final score, they run the clock. 15 for the Gladewater Bears, 14 for the Center Roughriders, and really a very fun game to watch. And very entertaining. Again, probably should have been, I'm going to say now, 5 more touchdowns scored by both teams together. But very hard-fought game, and you know, you hate to lose by one because you always think, well, what could we have done different? But you're glad to win, even if it is by one. So, great job tonight by players, coaches, and everybody else. Our new equipment, we appreciate your feedback, and it seems to be working well. It's a little new for us to get used to, but again, it's good to be back into the Friday night lights on this side of the mic and sometimes in the stands. So we appreciate y'all tuning in. Next week we'll be back at home, and we'll be playing
Who we got?
Bear Stadium again.
Kilgore, for sure.
So Kilgore, again, that was a big game last year with Kilgore, so I would anticipate another great game next week. So if you want to live stream and hear us again, tune in next week. We'll be here, and we'll be playing the team from Kilgore against Gladewater.
Y'all have a great night.
Thank you.